Hello, today we're moving on to page 27 in the Essential Elements, Book 2, and we are going to be doing the 6/8 time signature with some faster tempos. Now before we do that, let's go ahead and kind of get used to, we're going to start at the tempo that we were doing the last time and then just gradually speed it up. We'll start with the 6/8 note rhythm. So the first and fourth, so down, up, down, up. And you can do that by using a little more bow on those notes that are on the strong beats. Now, if we were to do the hooked bowing, the songs on this page aren't super fast, but sometimes you do get some very, very fast 6/8 pieces, and you might do something like, so that's kind of where it's going eventually. But let's go ahead and start with the rhythm wrap. This one has actually 4 different rhythms in it, 6/8 notes. 2 dotted quarter notes. The dotted quarter note would get the beat if you were counting 2 beats in a measure. Each beat would be equivalent to a dotted quarter note. And then the quarter and 8th note hook, and make sure that you're playing those with a triple subdivision. So dun, da, dun, da, ba, 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 rather than dun, da, dun, da, dun, da, dun. It is a little different than a dotted 8th note and 16th note hooked rhythm. Very similar, but not quite the same. And then you also have a dotted half note, which is one note that fills up an entire measure in 6/8 time. So let's go ahead and play this on our open D string. And now we will play the same rhythm with some notes for number 122, Rise and Fall. Alright, good. Now we'll do Beach Walk. Now notice this one has some slurs, but they are not hooked. There is no staccato note on the quarter notes and the 8th notes. Instead of doing, you're going to keep it really nice and smooth. So if you don't see those staccato notes with the slur, you go ahead and keep the bow moving between those notes and you don't put separation in between them. Here is number 123, Beach Walk. So number 124, Maytime, uses some slurs and also some hooks, so pay careful attention when you see a slur or a tie to check and see if there are staccato notes on those marks. If so, you stop the bow between them. If not, you keep the bow moving. This one is by Mozart, a composer that we associate with the classical period of music. The classical period was the music composed between about 1750 and about 1825, and Mozart lived and composed during the first part of the classical period. With this one, you also have a pickup. So notice at the very first note, there's a single 8th note that is indicated with a flag, and then there's a bar line. And so that note is called a pickup, and generally pickups are almost always going to be played with an up bow because you want to have a down bow on the down beat. So the beginning of this one, you play up, down. Try that with me. Up, down. And then notice that the first measure is slurred, not hooked. So keep the bow moving for that, and use a little more bow also when you have these slurs that do not have staccatos. So this one's got some challenge to it. There's kind of a lot of things to juggle in this one. So I would take it line by line and learn the notes first and then focus on putting it together with the correct rhythm and articulation. 27. A lot of new skills on this one. Everything on page 26 and page 27 is in the key of D major, so the notes should be fairly familiar and easy to find. So you're really focusing on your rhythm and learning this new meter. And meter and time signature are the same thing. That is, those are synonyms in music. So what we call time signature, you could also call meter. But 6/8 is maybe a new meter to you, but it is a very common one. So we do need to be prepared to play it. Really focus on kind of getting your bow to get used to articulating those triple notes. So good luck and happy practicing.